What's up, everyone? I'm Coach D. Hey, if you like my content, please hit that subscribe button at Coach D_speaks. We're on the road to 20,000 subscribers, and I really do appreciate you guys. So, this is going to be part 2 of my series in what has the Democratic Party done for the black community. You know, sometimes when I talk about this, some people will say, well, that's not enough. And it almost seems like they think that the party should be dropping boatloads of money on their doorstep. That's not how politics works. That's not how the process works. And this might be the perfect time to explain how important it is for you to not only vote for the President of the United States, but to also vote for your members of Congress. Did you know that right now, every single member of the House is up for re-election? So in 2024, you can vote people out who aren't voting in your best interest. For instance, if you're sitting around and you're thinking, why hasn't the Democratic Party done more for the black community? Ask yourself, is the person representing my state voting in my self-interest? If they're not, you have the opportunity to vote them out this year, because understand something, the president cannot do it on his own. He has to get these bills passed by the House and the Senate as well. And that brings me to this point. Here's something that the Democratic Party has always tried to do more for the black community. Did you know that in the Infrastructure Act, in the infrastructure bill, as well as the American Rescue Plan, there are legislation pieces in there to fight against discrimination in housing, employment, and education, meaning there's things in those bills that stop businesses from discriminating against black people for the reason only that they are black. So, on one hand, you have one party that is always fighting against diversity, equity, and inclusion, fighting against black history being taught in school, making up the boogeymans like wokeism and critical race theory. And then the other party is out there fighting so that you can't be discriminated against. I don't know how important you guys understand this is, but understand something. There are more black people right now who own homes because we got rid of discrimination in housing. There are more black people right now in Ivy League schools and in college in general because we got rid of discrimination in education. There are more black people that are getting hired because we got rid of parts of discrimination in employment. Are these things perfect? Have we fixed everything? Of course we haven't. But that is why it's so important that when we vote in these elections, we look at not only the president, but we look at our representatives in the Senate and our representatives in the House. We are talking about discrimination. One party does not care, gets rid of every legislation that fights against discrimination, and the other party pushes legislation that fights discrimination. Period.
Don't want no enemies or ops. Envy in they heart, I tell them stop. Vacation on the yacht.